When IGN reviewed The Last Faith, many players skipped the game entirely. The score made it seem like just another mediocre indie release. But after finishing the entire game myself, spending hours exploring its dark world and fighting its brutal bosses, I honestly think that review got it completely wrong. Because what I discovered wasn't just a decent indie title, it might actually be one of the most underrated Metroidvania games ever made, a hidden gem that slipped through the cracks, waiting to be discovered. Welcome back to Video Game Clipster, where we uncover hidden gaming masterpieces. And trust me, some of the boss fights later in this game get absolutely insane. I'll show you one of them later. For the past few days, I've been completely lost in The Last Faith, exploring every shadowy corner of its labyrinthian world, facing down grotesque bosses, unlocking powerful new abilities, and eventually conquering the entire experience. And honestly, I was seriously impressed. This game feels like a dark, beautiful symphony. Someone took the brutal, aggressive combat of Bloodborne, blended it with the exploration and map design of Castlevania's Symphony of the Night, and wrapped everything inside a stunning gothic pixel art nightmare. And on paper, that sounds like a dream game. But for some reason, a lot of players never gave it a real chance. They saw the reviews, heard the criticism, and simply moved on. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Part 1. What is The Last Faith? Released on November 15, 2023 by the incredibly talented indie studio Kumi Souls Games, The Last Faith plunges you into a dark, gothic Metroidvania experience, deeply infused with punishing Souls-like combat mechanics. You awaken as Eric, a mysterious warrior haunted by a fragmented memory, thrust into a world already on the brink. A catastrophic event has transformed everything. The once glorious kingdom now lies in ruin, consumed by a pervasive corruption. Cities, once bustling, are now decaying husks, crawling with monstrous creatures that lurk in every shadow, twisted experiments of forgotten science and forbidden magic, corrupted priests who cling to a dark, distorted faith, and horrifying cosmic horrors that defy comprehension. Your desperate journey will lead you across the desolate, decaying lands of Mithrangal, where every single location, every crumbling edifice, every whispered secret hides more pieces of a disturbing cosmic truth. Much like its inspirations, the story isn't spoon-fed to you. Instead, the profound lore is meticulously woven into item descriptions, revealed through evocative environmental storytelling, and hinted at in cryptic and often unsettling NPC dialogue. Piece by agonizing piece, the chilling mystery slowly but surely unfolds around you. Part 2. Combat, where Bloodborne meets Castlevania. Without a doubt, one of the most compelling aspects of The Last Faith is its combat system. It's not just fast, it's brutal, impactful, and profoundly satisfying. Every hit feels weighty, every dodge feels crucial. Unlike many traditional Metroidvania games that often limit your approach, this one empowers you with an astonishing variety of multiple combat styles and intricate builds. This isn't just about finding a good weapon, it's about crafting your perfect warrior. You can wade into battle wielding giant greatswords that cleave through hordes, lightning-fast daggers that dance around enemies, heavy warhammers that crush with devastating force, elegant scythes that reap souls, potent firearms to keep foes at bay, and an array of powerful magic that can turn the tide of any fight. Crucially, each weapon isn't just a reskin, it boasts unique animations, distinct movesets, and complex scaling systems that directly mirror the depth found in Souls-like games. Inspired heavily by Bloodborne, the firearms aren't just secondary attacks, they serve a critical tactical purpose, allowing you to perfectly interrupt enemy attacks, momentarily stagger dangerous foes, and create those precious openings for truly devastating combos. Timing is everything. The game further deepens its combat with a robust suite of powerful magic abilities, ranging from searing lightning spells and dark energy attacks to freezing ice magic and other elemental powers. Because of this incredible depth, players aren't confined to a single playstyle. You can experiment freely with pure strength builds, agile dexterity builds, devastating magic builds, or incredibly versatile hybrid approaches. This level of deep, meaningful build customization is genuinely rare and exceptionally well executed for a Metroidvania game. It makes every playthrough feel fresh and personal. Part 3. True Metroidvania Exploration. Let's be real, a true Metroidvania stands or falls based on its map design. It's the heart of the experience. And The Last Faith doesn't just deliver, it absolutely excels. The world is not just massive, it's wonderfully interconnected, a sprawling tapestry woven with hidden paths, tantalizing secret rooms, imposing locked gates, and incredibly clever shortcuts that make backtracking a joy, not a chore. It's a masterclass in environmental design. As you courageously progress through this decaying realm, you'll progressively unlock essential traversal abilities. Think nimble double jumps, gravity-defying wall climbing, swift air dashes, and even grappling movements that open up entirely new dimensions to the map. These newfound abilities are the keys to unlocking the world. They empower you to revisit earlier areas with fresh eyes, discovering previously unreachable secrets, optional bosses, and invaluable upgrades. This addictive exploration loop, this irresistible urge to uncover every hidden passage, is precisely what makes iconic games like Hollow Knight and Blasphemous so universally beloved. And without a shadow of a doubt, The Last Faith embraces and executes that philosophy with breathtaking beauty and precision. Part 4. Brutal Boss Fights. Of course, no truly great Metroidvania is ever complete without a roster of epic, unforgettable boss fights. These are the moments that test your skill, your patience, and your resolve. And this game absolutely delivers some seriously intense, pulse-pounding encounters. Each one feels like a mini climax. You'll find yourself clashing with towering, mutated monsters, confronting relentless, corrupted knights, battling grotesque beasts that defy natural law, and struggling against disturbing cosmic entities that will haunt your nightmares. Every single boss, from the smallest mini-boss to the grandest Leviathan, boasts unique, often complex attack patterns. This forces you to not just hack and slash, but to truly learn their mechanics, study their tells, and adapt your strategy on the fly. It's a dance of death. The difficulty sits in that sweet, agonizing spot, somewhere between the relentless challenge of Blasphemous and the methodical punishment of Dark Souls. Expect some fights to demand multiple attempts, to push you to your absolute limit, to frustrate and exhilarate in equal measure. But when you finally land that last decisive blow, watching a formidable foe crumble beneath your might, the satisfaction is not just incredible, it's truly earned and profoundly rewarding. Part 5. Stunning Gothic Pixel Art. Visually, The Last Faith is an absolute marvel. It's not just good pixel art, it's stunning. The developers at Kumi Souls Games have meticulously crafted one of the most detailed, atmospheric, and utterly gorgeous Gothic pixel art worlds ever seen in a Metroidvania. This isn't just a game you play, it's a world you truly experience. You'll traverse through rain-soaked, crumbling cities where every drop feels real, explore the decaying grandeur of haunted cathedrals, uncover the chilling secrets of cursed laboratories, brave the unforgiving silence of frozen mountains, and navigate the labyrinthine depths of forgotten, decaying castles. Every single monster, every minor enemy is not just a threat, but a work of art, grotesque, disturbing, and beautifully animated with incredible fluidity and detail. It genuinely feels like a dark fantasy painting has been vividly brought to life, every pixel pulsating with atmosphere and dread. Part 6. The IGN Problem. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the controversial shadow that loomed over this game's launch. When IGN reviewed The Last Faith, the score they gave was significantly lower than what many fans, and indeed what the game deserved, expected. It was a polarizing review that caused quite a stir. And let's be honest, when a major influential outlet delivers a low score, it often acts as an unintentional barrier. Many potential players simply move on, never giving the game a second thought, swayed by the perception rather than experiencing it for themselves. But here's something incredibly important to understand. I'm not absolutely the only person singing this game's praises, not by a long shot. If you take a quick look over on Steam, you'll be greeted with hundreds of overwhelmingly positive player reviews. Many of them emphatically declare it one of the absolute best modern Metroidvania games released in recent memory. So, clearly, the collective experience of the player community tells a dramatically different story than that initial critic score. Part 7. What players actually think. And this is where things get really interesting. The player reaction to The Last Faith has been strikingly different, almost a direct counterpoint to some of the early critic reviews. It's a fantastic example of the disconnect that can sometimes occur. If you dive into the user reviews on Steam, you'll find a passionate community, with many players being extremely positive about their time with the game. They're not just liking it, they're loving it. A significant number of players describe it as a perfect, almost seamless mix between the brutal elegance of Bloodborne and the classic, intricate design of Castlevania-style Metroidvania gameplay. They consistently praise the extensive weapon variety, the rewarding exploration, and especially that rich, dark, gothic atmosphere that just oozes out of every pixel. It genuinely feels like a dark fantasy painting has been vividly brought to life, every pixel pulsating with atmosphere and dread. Part 8. A missed opportunity. And here's the truly sad, almost melancholy part of this whole narrative. The Last Faith released on November 15th, 2023. It's been a little while now. Since then, through the sheer passion of its players and the dedication of its small studio, the game has slowly, steadily grown through genuine word of mouth. It's found its audience, albeit gradually. But just imagine the incredible momentum, the explosive potential that could have been unleashed if the game had received stronger, more accurate early critical attention and recognition. Think of the sales, the player base, the sheer cultural impact. By now, we could already be buzzing with anticipation, deep in discussions about The Last Faith 2. We could be dreaming of what a sequel could bring to this already incredible foundation. Because the intricately designed world, the deep, compelling lore, and the robust, flexible gameplay systems clearly possess not just the potential, but the undeniable foundation for a much larger, sprawling series. It's a universe begging to be expanded. Part 9. Why you should play this game. Despite all the noise, the initial reviews, and the overshadowed launch, The Last Faith stands tall as an incredible, unforgettable experience. It's a game that punches far above its weight class. It triumphantly combines the visceral, demanding essence of Souls-like combat, exceptionally deep character builds that reward experimentation, a masterfully crafted true Metroidvania exploration, epic, brutal boss fights that challenge and thrill, some of the most incredible gothic pixel art you'll ever witness, and a pervasive, chilling gothic atmosphere that envelops you completely. Which is precisely why so many dedicated players now deservedly consider it one of the most underrated indie games in recent memory. It's a game that will stick with you long after the credits roll. So, if you find yourself drawn to the dark, challenging worlds of games like Bloodborne, the intricate exploration of Hollow Knight, or the unapologetic brutality of Blasphemous, then The Last Faith absolutely, unequivocally deserves a prominent place on your playlist. Give it a shot. Sometimes, review scores, no matter how influential, simply don't tell the full, vibrant story. They can miss the heart of a game. And sometimes a genuine masterpiece, a truly special experience, can be hiding in plain sight, just waiting for you to discover it. If you enjoyed this deep dive and found a new game to obsess over, make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe for more hidden gems. This is Video Game Clipster, bringing you hidden gems, gaming discoveries, and underrated masterpieces. And I'll see you in the next one. Happy gaming!